Good evening and thank you for joining us on 9japarrotTV News at 10. I am Balikis Ajoyo. Tonight, we bring you the major stories and happenings from the national stories and across the globe. Here are the top headlines of the major story for 10th of August 2026. Kwara APC candidates conclude 10th youth tour of Central Senatorial District. LUBCON Group celebrates 35 years of industrial excellence. Hundreds benefit as rep candidate Olododo sponsors free medical outreach in Ilorin East South. Kwara PDP dissolves all Caucuses ahead of 2027. Renewed Hope Youth Engagement dismisses CK's claims, affirms Governor AbdulRazaq support for Tinubu's Renewed Hope agenda. On foreign news, 7.4 magnitude earthquake strikes Colombia, injures residents. And on sport, Super Falcons World Cup Dream still alive after WAFCON Exit. Now the news in details. The All Progressive Congress APC candidates in Kwara State have concluded their thank you visit across the Kwara Senatorial District, engaging traditional rulers, community leaders and residents in appreciation of their support during the party's primary elections. The delegation led by the gubernatorial candidate and Speaker of Kwara House of Assembly, Right Honorable Engineer Saliu Yakubu Danladi, visited Asa and Ilorin West, local government areas where they paid homage to the Balogun Alanomu, Dr. Usman Atolagbe Abubakar Jos, Daudu Bala, Prince Aliyu Kolapo Abdulkadir, alongside village heads, alanguas and mortgages within their domains. The thank you tour was rounded off with visit to Ilorin East and Ilorin South local government areas. The delegation paid homage to the Balogun Gambari and Balogun Agba of Ilorin, Alhaji Muhammad. Yeah. The thank you tour was rounded off with visit to Ilorin East and Ilorin South local government areas. The delegation paid homage to the Balogun Gambari and Balogun Agba of Ilorin, Alhaji Muhammad Aliyu Adebayo, the Balogun Fulani of Ilorin, Alhaji Sadiq Abubakar Atiku, as well as district and village heads. The candidates expressed appreciation to the traditional leaders for their warm reception, prayers and renewed support for the APC while pledging to uphold the respect for the traditional institution, sustaining infrastructural development and effort to improve the socio-economic well-being of residents, building on what they described as the legacies of Governor AbdulRazaq. Away from that, the LUBCON group of companies has marked its 35th anniversary, celebrating more than 3 decades of industrial operations, innovation, service and contributions to Nigeria's economic development. The anniversary celebration, held under the leadership of the company's chairman, Engineer Jani Ibrahim, brought together members of staff, stakeholders and dignitaries from across Kwara State and beyond. The group managing director, GMD, Mr. Adesoji Fagbemi, expressed appreciation to the company staff and stakeholders for their dedication and contributions to LUBCON's growth over the years. Fagbemi commended the workforce for their commitment to the organization and urged them to remain dedicated while embracing continuous improvement and innovation to further strengthen the company. Meanwhile, hundreds of residents across the Ilorin East South Federal Constituency in Kwara State have benefited from a comprehensive community medical outreach organized by the Ilorin College of Health Technology, in affiliation with the Kwara State College of Health Technology, OFA. The free healthcare intervention sponsored by the All Progressives Congress House of Representative candidates for the constituency, Engineer Abdulkadir Olododo, held at the Kankatu Market and Balogun Fulani in Ilorin, provided grassroots residents with vital medical checks, clinical diagnostic screenings, consultations and free medications aimed at bringing basic healthcare service directly to high-traffic community spaces. Speaking with journalists during the medical outreach, the administrative officer of the Ilorin College of Health Technology, Mr. Adi Mubarak, who disclosed that the outreach informed part of activities marking the institution's maiden Health Week program, commended Engineer Olododo for sponsoring a significant portion of the program, describing his financial and logistical support as instrumental to the execution and overall success of the outreach. In another development, the Kwara State chapter of the People's Democratic Party has dissolved all party caucuses around the 16 local government areas of the state as part of moves to reposition the party ahead of the 2027 general elections. The decision was reached by the State Executive Committee of the party and other critical stakeholders during a closed-door meeting with the party leader and former Senate President, Bukola Saraki, during his recent homecoming and stakeholders' engagement in the state. The PDP State Publicity Secretary, Olusegun Adiwara, disclosed this in a statement on Sunday, saying the dissolution marked the beginning of a comprehensive reorganization of the party structures in the state. Similarly, the Kwara State chapter of the Renewed Hope Youth Engagement has dismissed claim by a faction of the Coalition of Kwara APC Young Stakeholders, CKs, alleging that Governor AbdulRazaq blocked a proposed Renewed Hope conference in the state. In a press release made available to 9japarrot by Abdulmumin Abubakar of the RHYE Media Directorate, the group described the allegations as baseless and contradictory, emphasizing that Governor AbdulRazaq remains the primary sponsor and principal supporter of Renewed Hope Youth Engagement, the state's primary vehicle mobilizing youth for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's agenda, highlighting President Tinubu's appointment of Governor AbdulRazaq as chairman of the Renewed Hope World Development Program Committee. The group affirmed that Kwara State remains fully aligned with the presidency and warned political actors against manufacturing artificial friction between state leadership and the federal administration. On the international scene, a magnitude 7.4 earthquake has struck western Colombia, shaking large parts of the country and being felt as far as Ecuador and Panama. The earthquake occurred at about 7:34 a.m. local time on Monday, according to the Colombian Geological Service. The prolonged tremor was felt in several Colombian cities, including Bogota, Cali, Popayán, Manizales, Pereira, and Medellin, triggering panic and precautionary evacuations. Authorities reported structural damage in several locations, although no deaths had been officially confirmed at the time of the report. Lastly, on sport, Nigerian Super Falcons have been eliminated from the 2026 Women's African Cup of Nations after suffering a 1-0 defeat to Cameroon in the quarter-finals. The defending champions needed a victory in Casablanca to keep their title defense alive and secure a place in the semi-finals. The defeat ended the Super Falcons' hopes of automatically qualifying for the 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup through their WAFCON performance. However, the Super Falcons can still qualify through the intercontinental playoffs, where 2 of the 4 teams eliminated in the WAFCON quarter-finals will earn places in the playoff tournament. Nigeria will therefore have another opportunity to fight for a place at the 2027 Women's World Cup. And that concludes our news for tonight. Stay connected with us. Follow us on all social media platforms and visit www.9japarrot.com for more breaking news and in-depth report. I am Balikis Ajoyo. Thank you for watching. Good night.